It's time now for your weekly fishing reports and real-time outdoor news from the South region. This is Fox Sports Outdoors South.
Hi everyone and welcome to the show. I am really glad you joined us this week because we're going to have a lot of fun in the next half hour. When the weather is warm or even hot, there are very few ways that are as reliable for catching game fish than going out and fishing under a bridge. Not only is it cooler for the angler, but those piers and pilings that support those bridges are natural attractants for all kinds of bait fish, and then guess what? The game fish follow closely in behind, especially the crappie. And on this week's show, we're going to give you some tools and techniques that will help you go out and fish under your local bridge at your local reservoir or lake and have a great chance of catching your own batch of great tasting crappie. Now, to demonstrate this, we're bringing you out on Richland Chambers Reservoir. You can see just over my left shoulder, there is the main highway bridge that goes across Richland Chambers. Richland Chambers has an abundant population of crappie and will serve perfectly to demonstrate exactly how you can go out and do this on your own. While we're out in the Nitro Z8 doing that, we're taking you around your local region for your fishing reports from your favorite lakes, rivers, and bays from our Insider Reporter team. Hey, we're geared up to go. The Nitro Z8 goes down the boat ramp, and right now we take you back to the FSN studios for your weekend planner.
The Salooner tables are predicting poor conditions for game fish activity on both days this weekend. Peak times will take place in the afternoon on Saturday, beginning at 3:09, and again on Sunday, starting at 4:06 p.m. Expect the sun to rise at 7:10 and set at 7:36. And night skies will feature a moon that is 74% illuminated. We're coming right back with all the current freshwater and coastal fishing information from around the area. Plus, Bassmaster angler Tommy Biffle joins us with some advice for finding bass in low water conditions.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Costa Sunglasses. See what's out there. By Luz, setting a new standard in fishing performance. Feel the difference. By Strike King Lures, #1 in fishing. And by Lowrance Electronics. Find, navigate, dominate.
Got him. Good one. Good crappie. Good crappie right there. All right, look at that. Hey everybody, welcome back. Glad to have you with us. We've got a flopper in the boat with us right there. There is your big old bridge piling crappie right there. Look at that beautiful specimen. That is a whopper. Well, as you can see, we've made it out here on Richland Chambers, and look right here. Fishing by the bridge pilings. This is such a classic way to catch crappie in the summertime during any of the warm weather months. It is a dynamite thing to do. Now, let me tell you right up front that there are a lot of factors to try to figure out. You've got where the sun line is, where's the shade line. A lot of times the crappie will relate to that. You've got, is there any brush around the bottom? A lot of times people will come out here and sink man-made brush piles around these bridge pilings. A thing I'm going to talk about in a couple of minutes is current. Current is real critical because it washes in around these bridge piers, bridge pilings, and it sets the crappie up in a certain way, and I'll show you the technique for trying to get your jig swimming at just the right angle to take advantage of the current. There's depth. They'll definitely relate to depth. Now that fish was not on the bottom. We're sitting out here at about probably 30 feet of water, something like that. But you don't want to be fishing down on the bottom in 30 feet. That fish was only about 12 feet down, so they suspend up. A lot of factors. There's a lot going on under these bridges and a lot of things that you need to key in on. And if you can pay attention to the little factors, the little stuff, you can find the pattern, repeat it, and fill up your live well with those bad boys right there. All right, we're off to a good start here. This will work at lakes all around our region. Let's get you some fishing reports started. Let's go to Tennessee and Kentucky with Crispin Powell.
When considering a destination for your next family getaway or outdoor adventure, I would urge you to consider beautiful Benton County, Tennessee. Nestled along the banks of Kentucky Lake in West Tennessee, historic Benton County offers all the amenities that an outdoor enthusiast could ask for, served up with a heaping portion of southern charm. Visit this sportsman's paradise and experience why so many of us are proud to call it home.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's Tennessee and Kentucky Fishing Report. You know, the past week we've had some rain influx, and what that has done is cooled the evening temperatures down. More importantly than that though, it's cooled the surface temperature of the water down. And that has just allowed the fishing to get better than it has been in quite some time. As you also might can see behind me, we've got a lot of emergent vegetation right now. That is, that's just a smorgasbord for any predator fish, being bass, crappie, and panfish. The bass are relatively easy to catch. You just get around that grass, throw topwater baits or soft plastic baits, and find anywhere that grass intersects a structural feature, such as a drop-off or a creek channel or a ditch or river channel, and just concentrate your efforts where those two things come together. With that being said, I heard a really good report for the first time all year since probably spring of some crappie being caught in stake beds in shallow water. Now don't venture too far from deep water. It's still summertime, but fall's right around the corner. Aside from that, the white bass and striper bite on Percy Priest in Middle Tennessee has been hot. Go early, go late, just look for surface activity. It's pretty simple. Rough River and Barren River in Kentucky. Had a buddy of mine, may not want me telling this on national television, however, he said the fishing's been really good there throughout this year. This entire year has been very consistent. So if you're in that part of the world, go out there and expect to do well. Look, summer's almost over, fall's right around the corner. The fish are looking for it, and I know you are too. Guys, we love to see you on the water in Tennessee and Kentucky. God bless.
Got him. Got another one. Oh, big one, big one. Big dude. Jumping like a bass. Got him, look at that. All right, hey, whoa, 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 I'm hitting the bridge. Welcome back, everybody. Crappie fishing today on bridge pilings. That's a light colored one right there, and look how deep he ate that jig. That's a Bobby Garland. I'll show it to you at the end of the show in the Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff. Let's talk about current for a minute. He got it pretty good, but I think I can get him unhung. There we go. Pink electric chicken color with an orange head. How about that for bright? All right, let's talk about current for a second. I mentioned it earlier. Right now, we've got a prevailing wind coming out of the south, and what it's doing is it's blowing waves and blowing current around these piers and pilings. What that does is it funnels the current around, and you can see with your good Costa sunglasses, polarized, you can look in that water and see tons of bait fish, little minnows, little shad, all kinds of bait fish swimming right around the base of that pier, but they're always on the protected side. So a lot of times what these fish will do, and I'll show you right here, is the fish, you can see these waves coming around this pier right here. And a lot of times these fish will get right here on this protected side where there's not any current, and they're lazy. They'll just sit there and wait for those bait fish to swim upstream. They've always got their nose pointed into the current. So that fish is going to be sitting below the pier right here, and he's going to be sitting facing the current. That way the bait that comes around in the current, he just picks it off one at a time. So what you want to do is sit downwind, pitch upstream, upwind with your jig, and let it swing and fall back with the current. It's almost like trout fishing in a trout stream where you're pitching that fly upstream and letting it go down. You want to do the exact same thing with these crappie, and you just might catch a great old big one like that. There's a big daddy. All right, we're going to get you some more fishing and lake reports from your local lakes, rivers, and bays. Let's go to the Carolinas, north and south, fresh and salt water with Captain Inglis Glover, Captain E.
Hey folks, Captain E here with your Carolinas report. This week brought to you by Marshall's Marine. Now located in Lake City and Georgetown, South Carolina, we're your bass boat leader since 1969. For family-friendly fun, visit www.marshallsmarine.com. And this week I was fortunate to get out and join Captain Dave Stewart in North Carolina to target an incredible fishery that they have there at the mouth of the Neuse River. Using popping corks on the top water, fishing around these schools of menhaden, we were targeting the large breeder redfish and caught fish from 35 to 52 inches long. These fish are there for the whole month of September and actually have been there in August and late July, and is an incredible fishery that you've got to get out and try. Contact Captain Dave Stewart for more information on this fishery, and trust me, it's a great trip. Talking about the saltwater side of things and continuing on, the Martini's Hookahoo tournament is coming up in October. It's a 19 days, fish one-day tournament, and it is benefiting the Shriners Children's Hospital. A great tournament for a great cause with a lot of money at stake, with many ports to be used from North Myrtle Beach all the way to Wrightsville Beach. Everywhere in between, all those ports, there's availability for weigh-ins. Please go to hookahoo.com to find out more information on the Martini's Hookahoo tournament. And also, in the saltwater side of things, the inshore fisheries are going to continue to get better every week as these water temperatures start to decline. Get ready, because the best speckled trout fishing of the year is coming to South Carolina, and I'm excited. I know you are. Get back there, get ready with your voodoo shrimp to target some of these wonderful speckled trout that'll start moving into these estuaries and going crazy feeding on the schools of shrimp. This has been your Carolinas Report this week, brought to you by Marshall's Marine. Remember, work smarter, not harder, and keep your chaos organized.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Exide AGM Marine Batteries. Starts like new, stays like new longer. By Gene LaRue and Bobby Garland Lures. With our baits, a good day of fishing is in the bag. By Motor Guide, trolling motors engineered for anglers. And by Nitro Performance Fishing Boats. Welcome to the big leagues.
Got him. There's one. Good one. Good fish. All right, there's one more. Hey, welcome back, everybody. Fox Sports Outdoors today. Doing some crappie fishing out here, a little ultralight jig fishing, one of my favorite things to do. And let me tell you something. I told you at the beginning that there's a lot of factors to this and a lot of things to figure out. That fish was a prime example of something I do very often. You can see I'm under this bridge. Look up here, you can see the traffic going across the top of me right here. But you can also see that I'm not right on the bridge piers. Now, I did catch some fish earlier, some nice ones doing that. But right now, these fish seem to have scattered out a little bit. A lot of times what they'll do is relate to the shade. So you can see right here, there's a shade line running across here. It's real bright, sunny out there. And it's real dark, shady in here. And a lot of times these fish, if they're not locked on the piers and pilings, they just get out here and roam. And so you can take your little ultralight, that's my little Wally Marshall spinning rig, my Lose rig. You can cast it out, let it go down, and just free swim it back toward the boat. And a lot of times they'll just be roaming around out here. Now they're not on nothing, they're on bait. So the bait will get to roaming in this shade, and the crappie will roam with the bait. So you want to keep an eye on your sonar, your fish finder, watch for those schools of bait, cast around them, and a lot of times that's where the fish are. Not as big as the others, but a good, solid quality fish. All right, about to drift into some piers here. Got a lot of wind. We're on Richland Chambers Lake, but this will work on any lake that's got some depth under a bridge. Now, 6, 8 foot a lot of times won't work, but in the hot summertime, if you've got 15, 20 feet of water under a bridge, you've got a lot of crappie under there, and some white bass, largemouth bass as well. Hey, let's get you some more fishing and lake reports. Let's go to Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia. Freshwater fishing report with Jimmy Jacobs, followed by Bob McNally in those same states with your saltwater report.
Welcome to the Alabama, Georgia, and Mississippi Freshwater Fishing Report. This portion of the show is sponsored by scenic coastal Georgia's Liberty County, the perfect spot for hunting, fishing, and outdoor recreation. 2 hunting preserves, 2 marinas, and public fishing piers offer hunting and fishing trips or outdoor adventures. Escape the ordinary in Liberty County, the right blend, www.libertycounty.org. Well, as the heat of the dog days continues to stay with us here in the deep south, the temperatures are hitting 90 degrees at midday, and this means you should be fishing early or late in the day. For some Alabama bass action, try Lake Demopolis in the west central part of the state. This 10,000-acre reservoir in the Tom Bigby River has lots of largemouths, and they run from 15 to 18 inches long. Time to be fishing is very early in the morning around the abundant weed beds in this reservoir. Frog patterns, buzz baits, and spinner baits are all good, and you want to be casting these in and around that vegetation for some explosive strikes. Now up in the northern part of the state, you can use this same pattern in the lily pad fields in the upper end of Gunnersville Lake on the Tennessee River. Over in Georgia, there's some bass action to be had on Lake Walter George on the lower Chattahoochee River. Now the lake is better known as Eufaula, and it's a 46,000 acre reservoir that offers a very different pattern. Here you want to target those deep ledges on the old river channel. Once you find these drop-offs, cast deep diving crankbaits, and you want to be fishing when the turbines are moving down at the dam. This current triggers the bass to start feeding. In northeast Mississippi, give Kemper County Lake a try. It's a good morning bite for largemouths. You want to target those lily pads and stump fields in the upper end of the lake around the old creek channels. And this is a 595 acre public fishing lake that's red hot right now.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Egret Baits, makers of the new Voodoo Mullet. The Voodoo Mullet comes in 2 different sizes to match the hatch no matter where you're fishing. It has great action and it catches a wide variety of inshore fish and offshore fish too. So next time you're on the water, try a new Voodoo Mullet. Well, mid-September is typically hot throughout the coastal south, but the fishing is starting to improve on many fronts throughout the area. Over in Georgia, I was talking to Captain Brad Stewart up on Tybee Island near Savannah, and the surf fishing there has been really good for redfish and whiting, and he's catching some small flounder inshore. These big tides that will happen this month, both on the new and the full moons, but also when we get some of those coastal storms, will push a lot of water up inshore, and that makes a great situation for tailing redfish. The reds get up into that very high water around the Spartina grass edges, and you can catch them on a wide variety of lures and baits. It's a great time to be sight fishing and stalking redfish. You can catch them on light tackle, and fly fishing is tremendous. They also catch sheepshead in this shallow water, and while they're hard to catch on lures, you can catch plenty of sheepshead and some good sized ones by using fiddler crab baits. Also, the tarpon fishing continues to be very good, and it should be great all this month along the Georgia coast, especially in southeast Georgia, where Captains Tim Cutting and Greg Hildreth continue to catch big fish, many over 100 pounds, and as long as the warm weather holds, that fishing will stay great. Over in Mississippi, Sonny Schindler says the fishing also is improving. He's looking forward to plenty of big bull redfish moving in close to his area where he's fishing out of Bay St. Louis, and he's still catching plenty of trout, catching those fish on jigs tipped with shrimp or small live mullet. In Alabama, the trout fishing continues to improve. There's plenty of shrimp, and bull redfish are making their move in the lower part of Mobile Bay. Well, that's it for the Coastal South fishing. Get out on the water, and please take a youngster with you when you go.
Fox Sports Outdoors is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Right stuff, low price, every day. By Mercury Marine, celebrating 75 years of marine excellence. By Stren Fishing Lines, the standard of dependability. And by Tracker Boats. It's more than just a boat, it's a tracker.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time for the Ask the Pro feature, where viewers get insider tips from top anglers. This week's question comes from Mike, who would like to know, how do you locate bass in low water conditions? For the answer, we checked with Bassmaster Elite Angler Tommy Biffle.
Well, extremely low water is probably, pretty easy to find and catch them in because they don't have as much water to hide in. So, the structure places are where they're going to be. Old creek channels, the old timber that was in the lake from years past. And that's where you want to start looking for those bass.
Thanks, Tommy. If you need help from one of the pros, visit our website and follow the Ask the Pro link to submit your question. Now let's see who wins a new pair of sunglasses on the Costa Catch of the Week.
This week's winner in the Costa Catch of the Week contest is Jerry Maccabee of Spartanburg, South Carolina, and she is showing off a monster 42-pound striped bass she caught at Lake Hartwell in South Carolina. If you would like to enter our contest and be our next winner and the winner of a brand new pair of Costa sunglasses like our winners this week, all you have to do is go to our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. The right-hand side of the page is the Costa Catch of the Week box. Click in there, follow the instructions to send us your big fish photo. And if we choose yours and show it on the show, not only will you become an instant television star, you'll win your very own pair of Costa sunglasses. And you can see all of the Costa frame and lens styles right back at our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com. click on the Costa logo where you can see all of the Costa frame and lens styles, like the frame style I've been wearing on this week's episode. It's called Brine. Next up, it's the Academy Sports and Outdoors Right Stuff feature, the right gear to go catch your very own mess of crappie from your local bridge, piers, and pilings. It's your favorite lake, and I love to do this with my 5.5-foot Lew's Wally Marshall Signature Series matched ultralight rod and reel set. It's got a lot of flex. It's a lot of fun to fight these crappie on this little light action rod, 5.5 foot long, perfect for doing this. I like to spool that reel up with Stren 6-pound test fluorocast line. And for the bait, I like to use the Bobby Garland 1/24 ounce Moglo jig head with either a baby shad, or that particular one is a slab slayer body, and that color is called Electric Chicken. In my 50-plus years of living, I've learned that it's very easy to fall into what I call the rut of life. It's that point in life where every day becomes the same grind all over again. You get up the same time of morning, have the same breakfast, drive the same route to work, go to work, come home, eat dinner, watch a little television, go to bed, get up the next morning, and repeat the same process all over again. One of my mentors has taught me a couple of his favorite sayings. First one is, if it ain't broke, break it. And change for change's sake is good. Life is way too short to spend in the grind of every day being the same rut. So change a little something. Change the time you get up. Change what you order on the menu. Change your route to work. Just do something to break out of that rut, and life becomes a much more interesting place to live. Hey, I hope you enjoyed our trip today to Richland Chambers Reservoir in East Central Texas. This place has got a lot of crappie in it, but I know that your favorite lake does too. And I can promise you that the exact same techniques that we used on the bridge today will work at your favorite lake, as long as you've got somewhere between 15 and 25 feet of water under those bridges and along those bridge piers and pilings. Hey, don't forget to join us for next week's episode. We'll be on Thursday at 6 p.m. with a repeat airing Sunday morning at 8 o'clock. If you miss any episode, you can always check us out 24/7 in full HD right back at our website at foxsportsoutdoors.com, where you can also click on the More Episodes and Video button right below the main video frame. It will take you to our brand new video page. We've got how-to videos, all of our past episodes, lots of other great videos right there on that page on our website. It's one-stop shopping. And don't forget to join us at our Facebook page, the address you see on your screen, with lots of photos, video, and the latest fishing news, and on our Twitter feed at the Twitter address you see there. Be sure and click to follow us, and you'll always get the latest fishing updates from our local regions. From Richland Chambers Reservoir in Texas, until next week, I'm Barry Stokes, saying be safe, have fun. Bye-bye, y'all.